Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Daredevil Annual #1. All right, this is more of a Misty Knight story than it is a Daredevil story. Yes, Daredevil's in it, but literally, I'm reading the entire comic book, thinking to myself, why isn't this just called Misty Knight Annual #1? Oh, because she doesn't have a regular comic book out, which is criminal, but it is what it is. And actually, I'm okay with it. We can't have too many comic books. Marvel already has too many comic books out right now, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, this was good. It was a Misty Knight issue more than anything else. Double size. So, um, even though it says Daredevil, we got Erica Schultz writing. We got Marcio Takara on art. We got Marcelo Maiolo on colors, and we got VC's Clayton Cowles on letters. So, we got a bunch of main cover artists here: Shane Davis, Michelle Dalecki, and Romulo Fayaro Jr. And Gerardo Zaffino does the variant cover. I don't know why there's a variant cover for this, but okay. So there's really pretty pictures in here of, Punisher shooting cupcakes. Let it go. Let it go. It's a bedtime story for a little girl. For Detective Carmen Torres's daughter. And her partner, Misty Knight, this is back before she had the robotic arm, the bionic arm, before she saved a whole bunch of people by trying to defuse a bomb in a bank way, way, way back in the character's creation. So, anyway, this is basically just a Misty Knight story where she's trying to save people. I don't know if she does save all the people that she claims to save. There's actually a little, by a little girl, I mean, there's a younger girl in here who was going to college, head of her class, blah, blah, blah. And I actually didn't notice if she got saved or not. I almost feel like she was completely forgotten. Like, yeah, sure, she could die because who really cares? Oh, wait, no, I do see her in the background. Okay, so she was saved. Interesting. There's like one panel with an image, like the art saved it. Anyhow, this was okay. I'm going to say some things that are going to be a little bit controversial, but the book, in my opinion, was a little bit controversial. Misty Knight is portrayed as being extremely head heavy. Like, she's not a forward thinker. She's just angry all the time. So there's the angry black woman trope, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I know that Misty Knight has always been, very aggressive. It's part of what makes her. You know what I'm saying? But I've always seen her as more assertively aggressive than angry aggressive. And here she's distrustful of everyone, and she's abusing her powers as a police officer. I mean, there's not a single time when you see her talking to Daredevil until the very end where she doesn't have her gun drawn and pointed at him. Yeah, with everything that's happening in society right now, sorry to bring a little real life into comic books, but that's kind of what comic books are. It's a reflection of real life. With seeing everything that's happening with cops and police shootings and things like that right now, seeing a cop who pulls out her pistol, her sidearm, and points it at someone just for appearing, just for, it looks like you were helping me out, but I don't know if I could trust you. You don't pull your gun. Cowards. Okay, let's just put it that way. Like 6 years in the military right here, okay? And being in hostile, so-called enemy territories, and yes, sometimes in enemy territories. You know what I'm saying? When you're in an area where there are potential hostiles everywhere, and you can have your rifle pointed down when you're having a conversation with someone, and then you see some police officers, they need to pull their actual pistol and point it at you because they're not sure what's going on. It tells me about the huge differences in training between United States military and local police officers. And this comic book just really kind of brought my real life disdain for those differences. You know what I'm saying? It's cowardly to pull out a weapon when you're talking to someone. It's like, bottom line, I don't care who you are. I don't care what your background is. I don't have any concerns whatsoever for that. You know what I'm saying? If you feel the need to pull out a weapon because you're talking to another human being, mask or no mask, I mean, come on, dude. This isn't in a dark alley someplace. This is a person who's just been helping you, It is what it is. It is what it is. But like, I felt that Misty Knight acted a lot more like a coward and a bully than she did as I don't know, like, I guess the worst you could typically describe her as is very obstinate. You know what I'm saying? She can be, you could even call her obtuse. You know what I'm saying? She can be very thick-headed, but she always has her heart in the right place. And I've never, ever imagined her as a coward. So you could say I'm reading into this too much, but that's, kind of what comic books have always been about. And I just don't like the portrayal of Misty Knight in this. And that's doubled down on the idea that, while yes, this is technically Misty Knight's first meeting with Daredevil, the trick is it's also supposed to be, I'd kind of rather it have been Daredevil's first meeting with Misty Knight. You know what I'm saying? And the difference there is that it would be from Daredevil's side, not from Misty Knight's side. You know what would have made this comic book even better, besides not having Misty Knight appear to be an absolute coward, is if the comic book were split in two, all right? If the comic book were split into this side of the, I'm sitting here reading the comic book, and it's just, here's Misty Knight's story on this page, and the next pages, and the next pages. If this page were devoted to Daredevil's side of the story, and this page were devoted to Misty Knight's side of the story, now that would be a damn good comic book. That would be a comic book that would blow my mind if this story were told from both people's point of views, and if Misty Knight wasn't displayed as a coward. Plus, the story couldn't be quite as long unless you were to make this a quadruple-sized issue. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm okay with that. And I'd be okay with paying $8, $10 for something like that. That could actually be really cool. But instead, I get this. It's Misty Knight's meeting with Daredevil, who appears, I think, 3 times and scarcely in the thing. And it's not the Misty Knight that I'm used to having portrayed. And I'm just so utterly disappointed in that. I feel like this was a huge wasted opportunity. And that's a shame. That's such a shame. And I think that, I almost feel like this comic book should be rewritten. But, whatever. Still, I'd like to have seen both viewpoints, Misty Knight sees this, but Daredevil sees this. Here's this new person I've never seen before. Here's this new person I've never seen before. I'm a cop and this guy's a vigilante. I'm a vigilante. Is she a good cop? Or is she one of those typical cops I see in Hell's Kitchen? Damn it, if that wouldn't make an amazing story. And yet, opportunity wasted. So it's an annual. This has absolutely nothing to do. It's a different writer. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Mr. Schultz? Mrs. Schultz. Erica Schultz. No disrespect to her. I don't know if I don't remember ever reading anything by her before. You know what I'm saying? The art in this is great. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that the writing is bad. The writing was actually really good. But the portrayal of the characters, specifically the portrayal of Misty Knight, I just felt that it was off. Not even hugely off, just like, here's Misty Knight, here's this character. And I feel like Erica kind of took this and said, but what if she were portrayed like this instead? Parallel, but, a little different. Maybe it just felt like if she wanted to add some dimension to the character, making her more angry is not the way to do it. I don't see this as being assertive, because she didn't figure out anything on her own. In fact, it was Daredevil who gave, they were both on even ground, and then Daredevil's like, oh, why don't you do this instead? It's like, oh, hey, yeah, that would work. Hey, are you a detective, or are you a cop, or are you a criminal? He's like, neither. Peace out. Bye. And leaves. And she's just left there, still holding her freaking pistol on the guy. It just came off as so weak. So weak. If you're going to make this a Misty Knight story, one, title it Misty Knight. You know what I'm saying? Have it Daredevil Annual #1, but have Misty Knight's name stamped over top. At least we'd understand what we're getting into, because I was tricked by the title into thinking I was going to be reading a Daredevil story. But on top of that, just the idea of, at least make the character the actual character. Holding a gun on someone does not make you a tough guy. I come from bad neighborhoods. I can tell you right now, holding a gun on somebody is not a tough thing to do. It's easy, and it's weak, and it's cowardly. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let all that slide. And some of you guys might know why. Some of you guys who are longtime followers of me know why the idea of a cop pointing a gun at an innocent person particularly bothers me. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.